Hi, my little beautiful people. I'm sorry that I didn't respond on social media, emails, or even upload a video. I had a very tough time. Everybody who watched my video in the last couple of months know what happened in just a very short period of time. And honestly, I felt in a very deep depression and I just couldn't do anything. So right now I'm just trying to get everything together because my eye, because of the optic nerve issues that I had with the MS is very bad. It causes me to just want to vomit when I'm driving or when some lights are just happening in my eyes. So today I do have an appointment with some eye doctors and we will see what's going on and how I can fix it because it's not good. It's affecting my mindset a lot because I see just everything in very miniature. It makes me just feel like reality is not reality. Everything is slowing down on this side and it is just very exhausting to live that way. So I hope there is any solution because the solutions that are here from all the doctors that I know now, and I have a lot of them, and also a lot in the carnivore world. I tried everything, I did everything, and nothing really fixed that by now. So I'm trying hard to figure out what's gonna help in the end. Then I had the broken arm, hand, and I thought it will just go away, but there is a little bit of a problem here. So next week, I will have another appointment at the hospital, and they will check out if I would need surgery, which would be very bad because every surgery is triggering the MS because of the stress situation. So yeah, it's a little bit a lot to take in, but today is my first day that I'm trying to get back on just my normal life, and I've been outside. I wake up earlier than usual, and I'm so sorry for everyone who's struggling with any kind of depressions or just mental health issues. It's hard. Everything is just so hard, even just brushing your teeth or just getting out of bed. And yeah, so I'm really sorry if you're just going through these things. Getting to know a lot of people also when I was in Spain at the carnivore convention, the carnivore week, with all these beautiful souls. Something that I realized because I talked to a lot of people. It was over 40, 50 people. It's for, I don't know, even every second one, I don't know how to say it in English, had major issues with their mental health. And it's something very common these days. I have the feeling also just researching a lot what I can do to fix that because I cannot do anything about my eye thing right now. And it just makes me crazy. And that's a little bit of an issue because if you don't see reality like it is because your eyes are making it just not seem real, it's hard to stay normal in your head. So that's one thing. The other thing is being constantly confronted with another and another things that are happening, which I also cannot control, like death in a family or stuff at work or family issues and stuff like that. So it's really hard for me to know where to start. And I just lost control basically over everything the last, I think, 4 weeks. It was really bad or getting bad. Today is the first day that I actually just get out and do things and try to answer to the most important things, like Dr. Chafee wanted me to include me in the MS clinic trial. So I didn't even respond to that, which is important. So I try to do that now, and I hope it will still be something that I can contribute with the amount of medical records that I have. There are major because almost every 3 to 6 months I have an MRI of my brain and my spine, and I have a lot of blood work done and paid a lot of money for a lot of tests. So if any study, doctors and people who can look at it and maybe see some patterns or something, it may help other people. So I hope that this will be the case in the end. So um, I looked a lot these days also into mental health and food issues, I would say, because most of the time, and that's what I really talked to a lot of people seeing it also, that most people are struggling with something mentally, and even if they're go carnivore or something, it does contribute to them feeling better, but it does not eliminate the issues that they're having in the first place that cause them to not be able to moderate food and not be able to eat healthy. It For most carnivore, it's not about the plants are bad or it's about I don't know, meat is the best. It's more about this moderation thing, because carbs are triggering very bad eating habits with most of us, and that's something that all the haters don't get. It's not about we just want to tell everybody to go carnivore because that's the way to go. It's about this is the only way to go for us, because every time I just smell carbs, I get completely out of control, and then my mental health kicks in, and then my bad food habits kick in. And that's something that just I don't even want to try to convince people, because if somebody don't go through that, they don't get it. And something that I had a little talk that just opened my eyes, it was like, yeah, just think if it would be different if you're an alcoholic. And I said, no, addiction is the same thing, food addiction is the same thing. And I also struggled with bulimia when I was very young, and I still have this mindset of I can binge eat, and then it doesn't matter, I can change it because I can lose weight after 3-4 weeks, then even fast. And this is not the right mindset, because you are having a very disturbed relationship with food. So I have to look more into problems with eating disorders and how they fix eating disorders, because that's really hard. I looked a little bit more into it, and anorexia and bulimia and all these things to have coping mechanisms is really tough to find. And the more stricter the diet is, and that's something that I realize now with Lion Diet, why this is so bad for me, because the more I restrict myself and the stricter carnivore gets for me, the worse it triggers my eating disorders from before. So if you have the same feeling that you have a little bit of that, you should look before you go into this kind of restriction. Look more into how to handle maybe this eating disorder issues, because that's what I'm doing right now. The stricter I go, I know that the healthier I feel from my body part. It is like it, especially the Lion Diet, like beef, salt, water, lamb. It helps so much with most of the stuff, but it does not fix somebody that has a eating disorder, issues with eating disorders. It can trigger, it can help. It can help for some people, but for most people, it triggers their eating habits in a very bad direction. And that's something that I'm happy that I found and realized. And I also struggle with some other family issues that come also with mental health, unfortunately. And it's just a lot. It's just a lot on your plate, where to start and where to find. And especially when you just try to figure out what's wrong and how you can fix it, you just need a starting point. And for me, my starting point was at that time now, it's just to get up. It's really just to get out of the house in the morning and just try to find a normal routine, because I haven't been at work now for 2 months, because I had the eye problem for a month. And when I started seeing a little bit better, then I had a broken arm, which I couldn't work, and because I'm in IT, so I need my hands. And it was just it's really tough, because before that in August I had the surgery because of the breast issues, so they removed the breast. So I had these issues for 2 months. So in total last year I didn't work for almost 4 months, which is hardcore for my mental health, because I'm a person that has a regular day life, and I go to work and I have the people there, and I come home and then I do some stuff with my family, and everything just changed so much in such short notice. And for me, this is why for me the first steps are just to get out of the house and just wake up earlier than usual, because I'm a person that usually wakes up at 5, does my stretching because my back, I have a disc prolapse, so I need to do my physical therapy exercises in the morning or I will have pain. So do that and then just go to work. And I didn't have that for 2 months. And just now trying to get a little bit routine in, because on Monday I'm gonna start to work again, and still all the appointments with the doctors are open until the last of the month, because then I also have an appointment with the MS clinic as well, which would not be fun at all, because I avoided them now for over 9 months. No, I avoided them since February, since I started carnivore. And I had this major fight with my neurologist. So I'm gonna try to figure out if I can just have another one, to have just another doctor. It would be my fourth. But maybe that will help a little bit with me opening up again with a new person, and just trying to figure out what to do, because the Lion diet would help. It would help. It would probably heal the MS, I'm pretty sure. But as I said, with me struggling in the past with these kind of eating disorders and depressions, the more strict I go, the more it triggers the bad behaviors that I'm having. So me not taking the medication of the MS and not being able to do the Lion diet because of my mental health, it's hard to figure out, because if I go to a psychologist or psychiatrist, I don't know the English pronunciations, they would put me on medication. That's 100% sure they're gonna do that. And that's also something bad, because we saw all the bad medication, what it did to me in the end. So I don't know where to go from here, because everything in the book to do and the proper ways to do would include medication for the MS, medication for the mental health, medication for my eating disorder, medication for this and for that. And that's not something that I'm gonna go this path. So where to start? So for me, I just ordered and did some Audible books, downloaded it just for the two biggest issues that I'm having, and just trying to figure out what are some triggers, coping mechanisms. What can I do to go to the right places and do the right things. So I'm just gonna try to share that with you, whatever I found. So for everybody who's struggling with mental health, something that I really found interesting was a tip to make a box. You can see it over there. I'm just filling it. It's a normal box, whatever makes you happy when you just see it, and fill it with things that have real beautiful meaning for you. It can be something from your past. It can be a letter that you write to yourself. It can be something, it's called skill box. You have it also for kids, just to do something with your hands, especially also for people who have some issues with binge eating and stuff like that. It would help to have something like that in front of the TV. Just fill it up with even stuff for kids. That's something we don't even think about, but it's fun. So just plastilin, or little things you can just create something and have some fun with it, like kids would do, just to keep your hands occupied, because that's most of the time what the problem is, our hands. No matter if it's a mental disorder where you just want to cut or bite your fingernails or something like that, or even hurt yourself, you need to keep your hands occupied and your brain distracted from the feeling that you're having. So I loved this tip that I found with making this little box. In case of emergency, you can use it. And I also have some things for my hands to do, and some brain work stuff to have in my in my bag, just to take it with me also to work and stuff like that. All the places that you spend a lot of time, and if you're on the road, just to have something. And I also have these these just normal bands you use for plastic to keep it together. If I feel that I'm getting out of control in my mind with this stuff, and I just need a wake up call, that helps. It's also something that, by the way, actors do. I get to know from an Australian actor. They are doing that when they're not getting out of the role they are in, because they're so focused to be this person for the mass murderer in this particular movie, for example. So when they're out in private life, they can't get out of their head because they are having these roles. So they have things like that to wake them up and to get them out of this almost trance station. So it helps also for normal people, not actors, to have something like that. Some people just have something that like just wake them up, whatever it is for you. So to fill this box also helps to have your favorite book. Just buy another copy, and have it in there. I have also stuff from my child, just to remind myself that's what I'm doing it for. It's him. He was a baby. I raised him. He's now almost 12 years old. I can't remember the time when he was a baby. I just can't. I don't have it present. I see the pictures, but I don't have any emotions to these pictures because I can't remember it. And just to have these little small things that just mean something to me, it helps me just have a little bit of this warm feeling and why I'm doing it, because sometimes that helps a little bit to get yourself out. And as I said, I have downloaded some Audible books, and I decided to just take a little bit more walks and be outside and have these Audible books to listen to them. Not too much. That's one of the most important things, because people overdo it with the personal development stuff and patterns and so on. So just have it in small portions that your brain can handle it. The more you receive, the more your brain can't even work with all this information, and you will not keep it, and you will not work with it, and you will not get any benefit out of it. You need to have really small portions. And if you have an Audible book, it doesn't matter if it's Dr. Joe Dispenza's Placebo, for example. You can't just listen to it for 9 hours. You really have to have small portions and think about what you're hearing, like 10-15 minutes maybe, and then just listen to it, think about it, and just take these time to make your brain understand what you're reading, really understand it, and compare it with your life and what you can learn from it. So this is also something very important, to not be overwhelmed with all the informations that you are receiving. One amazing tip that I received and I got, I love it. It's turning your phone, and with the iPhone it's possible. I don't know with Android if it's possible, but you just put in the settings color and change the color to black and white. So your phone will be totally black and white, because people are using the red glasses and so on. You don't need that. Just turn your phone into black and white, because all the bright colors also on YouTube and the thumbnails are made to make you engage with it. But you don't need that, because this is the thing that distracts you. Also with memes and stuff like that, all the bright colors are the things that your brain cannot really work with it. So if you have everything in black and white, the good thing about that on a phone is that all the YouTube videos also get into black and white, and you still watch it, but it's not fun anymore. It's just you want to listen to it. So you are getting into the habits to try to find more videos that you can just listen to, and that's much better than just being constantly on your phone and watching memes and these kind of things. So that's an amazing, one of the best tips I've ever found on the internet. So I'm so thankful for that. And yeah, that's basically what we're doing right now, and I'm happy to have you. And I'm sorry for my late responses, and I'm trying to go not right now, but I answered to the most important things, just because yeah, like Dr. Chafee and so on. So for all the others, I'm sorry, I just need a lot more time to recover from all of that, and I will go through it, or I will tell you when to write me maybe, or just remind me that I didn't respond to your mails and messages or something like that. So I just need a little bit of time now to get myself back on track. And happy to have you, and I hope you had an amazing Christmas and New Year, and that you will get all your New Year's resolutions done. So I would love if you want to share your resolutions for the new year. I would be very, very curious. And thank you, and see you later.